Hi there, hey, I'm Ken Dixon, KENNDIXON.com. You can check out my website. Look, I'm here to share with you something that most people have not realized in their life. Look, I am talking to you and I'm in a very, very dark room. You know what? I went over to the light switch and I shut off the light. I didn't turn on the darkness switch. Look, it's the same as positive and negative, positivity and negativity. Look, if you're going to be negative, you're not really going into a negative place. All you're doing is forgetting that you need to be positive and abandoning your positive attitude. When you abandon your positive attitude, what happens is something has to fill that space, and that thing that's going to fill that space is negativity. The reason that I'm giving you this information in the dark is because we kind of equate light and dark in that way, right? When we're in the dark, we don't know, right? We have some fear, we don't know what's around us, we might stub our toe, all sorts of things start to fill our mind when we get into the dark. But you know what? We don't switch on the darkness. All we do is switch off the light being the positivity. If we forget to be positive, if we forget to be what we want to be, if we forget all the good things that are in our life and we don't turn on the light, then what happens is the room or our heads or our lives filled with darkness and filled with fear. Look, you've got to stay positive. That is the real key to things, right? And it's a conscious decision to stay positive, right? It's just like turning on and off the light switch, right? I can turn off the light. I don't turn on the darkness. I don't go to a negative place. All I do is forget to be positive. I just eliminate the positivity from my life and I just focus on the bad things that are in my life. It's just like turning off the light. Turning off the positivity is like turning off the light. And what happens? You wind up in the darkness. You wind up in an area of fear. You wind up in an area of doubt. You wind up in an area that's very negative. But if you can just remember that the one thing you have to do is turn on the light so the room, your life, your everything around you turns into something a little bit more positive. That is the key. We do not turn on a darkness switch. What we do is we turn off the light. Does that make sense, right? You go from positive to negative, going into a negative place, going into that rabbit hole that's all negative and there's nothing positive in your life and everything's, bad. That is a negative space. And that only fills your head when you're not grateful, when you're not thinking about the good things, when things aren't going the way you'd hope they'd go. You start to turn off and start to doubt and start to think about all the bad things in your life and stop being grateful for all the good things. When that happens, it's basically just like shutting off the light. It's just like shutting off the positivity. You've got to keep the light on. You've got to stay positive. You've got to remember, if you create the void of light, of positivity, if you eliminate the light, the positivity from your life, it's going to fill with something, and that something is going to be negativity and darkness. So, keep your light on and have the best day ever.